Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Trainer Talk. This week we'll be talking about the importance of routines. So obviously everybody has kind of their own routine. We want to talk about developing healthy routines. Routines can also be bad. For example, if you're somebody that hits snooze every single morning, wakes up late, doesn't get breakfast, rushes into work, maybe shows up a few minutes late, you're off to a bad start, and you're going to have typically a highly stressed out day. You maybe won't get all the things that you want to get done. So we want to talk to you guys about healthy routines and how beneficial they can be, especially if your goal is to achieve some kind of health and fitness goal. So obviously we're trainers, so we want to try to talk about that. If you have any kind of goal in mind, if you want to start working out, if you want to increase your results, or it could be anything in life we want to help you guys get better at and reduce stress with. So we're going to go over the benefits of routines, and then we're going to go over our personal routines, and hopefully this will help you guys out.
So routines are more than just like conscious effort. It actually becomes an unconscious thing that we go through it every day. You might not even think about when you wake up, and then all the things that you do, like you think, okay, I wake up and I turn my alarm off and then I make coffee. Well, think of all the little steps in there of you have to pour out the coffee grounds and then push start on the coffee maker and get out your cup, and there's a whole bunch of steps in there that you don't even think about because they're just automated at this point. So our brains are wired to have a routine, to have some sort of a schedule or structure, because it makes it so that you don't have to spend any mental energy on those things. So if there's things that you do every single day, your brain just automatically does it unconsciously, so that way you can focus on more important things. Like if something came up and out of the ordinary, then you would be prepared for it. You wouldn't have to be making a million different decisions in a day or have to think about a million different things at once. You can even relate it to when you started lifting weights or something. When you start learning how to deadlift or learning how to squat, you're thinking about 5 different things at once of okay, I have to keep my chest up, shoulders back, I have to push my feet apart, I have to push my knees apart, I need to make sure I squat down deep enough. But after a while, some things just become repetitive, so there's only maybe 1 or 2 things you have to think about at that point. So basically, your brain's wired for routines, you want to have them, and it helps you just build momentum throughout the day of getting started on something. So all you have to do is that one first task of your routine, and it kind of gets you going throughout your day.
Yeah. So I was gonna say the first thing is that it lowers stress levels. If you don't have a routine and you are constantly waking up in the morning, and we used this example before we started the video, we were talking about just having to pick out your clothes for the day. You can stand and you're looking in your closet or your dresser for 15 minutes trying to decide what to wear, and without really realizing it, you're adding extra stress, you're taking extra energy that Bethany talked about away. Where my routine, part of my routine, I'll kind of talk about that right now, is setting out my clothes the night before. So that's something that I don't have to worry about and stress about. But just having routines for everything for your entire day is going to lower those stress levels, and again, you'll be spending less energy mentally thinking about what you have to do. It'll also help you form good daily habits, kind of like Bethany said as well. For example, when I first started working out, it wasn't a habit, so it was a lot harder for me to get going into my workout. But now, that's something that's just habit. I have a set time every single day that I know I'm going to work out. I make sure I block off that time in my day. I drink my pre-workout, I put on my shoes, I do almost the same warm-up every day, and that's just a routine that I go through, and that just sets me up so my brain knows, okay, it's time to work out now. And you can do that for literally anything every single day. You'll feel more productive if you have a routine, because instead of spending time, say you wake up in the morning and you're spending time figuring out, what do I do first? What do I need to check off my list first? Where if you make a checklist the night before of all the things that you have to do the next day, you put it in order from what you need to do first to last, and then you can just pull out that list, mark those things off, and then you get more things done instead of wasting that energy trying to figure out what to do. And also, you'll just feel more focused. You can focus on, like Bethany said, you'll spend less time focusing on what you need to do and focus on getting things actually done.
Yeah, whether knowingly or unknowingly, we have these set habits and routines in place, and it's always good to be self-aware and notice what those habits are first and foremost, and then you can start to work towards something. If you're looking to become healthier, you can work towards a healthier routine. I feel like a good morning and a good night routine can make the difference in your day, the productivity, like you guys said, and the stress and everything. It can make it or break your day. So if you have a good morning routine, it could look something like, getting up and right away, not pressing the snooze button, drinking a glass of water, reading, things like that. That's a good start to the day. That's a good habit to get into. I know we've talked about it a few times. One of my favorite books that kind of talks about this is the Atomic Habits book. I also like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That one, they both are really kind of similar in the way that they talk about building up small good habits and incorporating them into a routine. And I think it has improved my life drastically. I know you guys say the same thing, so I know it works. I was going to say too, every day is a new chance to start a different routine. So you might be somebody that, like we mentioned earlier, that hits snooze every day, that struggles to get out of bed, that struggles to go to bed at the same time every night and brush their teeth or something like that. Like, you can create a new routine every day, or you can get better at a routine every day is a better way to say it, and it can make a huge difference in your life.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as trainers, the number one kind of excuse that we hear the most why people can't make the time to work out or eat healthy or whatever is because they don't have enough time, or they don't have enough energy, or they have way too many things going on. And honestly, they probably just don't have the right routine put in place, or they have no routine put in place. So like we mentioned in the beginning, they might be those people that are hitting snooze and not waking up on time, not eating breakfast, not planning out their day, and then they just coast through the day trying to get all these things done and stressing them out. By the end of the day after work, you're not going to want to go to the gym, or you're not going to want to do this or that, or meal prep or anything like that, because you basically were in this highly stressed state throughout the whole time. So the importance of developing that routine starts kind of the night before. Caitlin said, she makes a list of things, and then she will start her day the night before. So she knows when she's going to wake up, what she's going to wear the next day. Maybe she'll meal prep the breakfast the night before, something like that. That way she starts her day with a win. You've also probably heard the first thing you should do when you wake up is make your bed, because that's a little win, and it will snowball and lead to other little wins throughout the day as well. So it's not a matter of not having time or not having energy or being too stressed out. It's just a matter of being able to make the time, planning it out, and that will also reduce the stress and increase your energy. Because if you're sitting there deciding what to wear, what to make for breakfast, you're wasting time and mental conscious decisions. So you're wasting energy and your time right first thing in the morning. It's only going to kind of spiral through the rest of the day. So the other things that I had is it'll help kind of keep you motivated and avoid that procrastination. And it'll help kind of develop that discipline that you need to achieve your goals. So just to add on to some of the benefits that Caitlin mentioned. So is there anything else that you guys want to add in before we go into kind of what a routine could look like?
This one side note is that routines can be good or bad. Of just having certain routines, even if it's hard to get into a good routine, it is still hard to get out of a bad one. But it's just those little changes that's going to help it. If you don't want to change it all at once, you don't want to go from hitting snooze and then drinking a shot of coffee first thing when you wake up, skipping breakfast, all those things that kind of lead to a more stressful day. Just adding in one thing at a time, or even just stopping the first thing, which helps to break the cycle.
Yeah. So definitely don't do too much at once. I'm glad you said that, because you're not going to be able to completely change your schedule from day one. It's more or less, I would recommend maybe practicing one thing for a week or two until you get it down. Maybe for me, something that I did that changed my life is I promised myself that I wouldn't hit snooze, at least Monday through Friday. So I literally am going on probably 2 years now, and I've maybe hit snooze once or twice. And most of the time it's like on accident. Like I consciously know that I even touched my phone. But waking up without hitting snooze, like you just start on a good note for the day. So definitely just practice one thing at a time. Maybe you're gonna set out your clothes the night before. Like practice that for a week, see if that makes a difference. Or maybe prepare a breakfast that's easy and put it in the fridge, and that way you have breakfast ready to go for the next day. Something like that to get you going, and then just keep building on that. I do want to point out, like a couple of our members, for example, I have 2 girls that have done my lunch fit camp for like the last 2 or 3 years, and due to their schedules, they can't always make it. So there might be one week where they make all 3 workouts, there might be a week where they make no workouts. So it just wasn't working with their daily routine and their schedule. So they made the decision to switch to the 5:15 a.m. And this is a huge change for them, just because they're not used to getting up that early. They're not used to working out, right first thing in the morning. But it's just what's going to work best for them, and I think it's going to get them off to a really, really good start for their day. And so far, they've been making it to that class. There's no other things going on at that time, so they are making the time and the effort to come in, get in their workout. That way they have the whole rest of the day to do their other tasks. So sometimes you just have to flip things around, and it makes a big, big difference in whatever you're doing. So we want to try to help you guys with that. So just for example, for me, I try to plan out my day the night before. So my day starts the night before, just like Caitlin mentioned. I also put all my clothes right in the bathroom. So the night before, I'll write down what I'm going to be doing, basically hour by hour. I even have my breaks planned in there, my workouts planned in there. So I'm not doing something every hour of the day, but I have everything planned out so I know what to do. I usually try to wind down before bed. Here's another problem is people stay up really late binge watching their favorite shows. They get to bed way later than they should. They're a little bit wired from it. It takes a little bit for their body to calm down and fall asleep, and that's typically why people end up snoozing and not waking up on time. So, turning off the TV an hour before bed, and I read for, I might read 1 page, honestly. Like I've been kind of in a funk lately. It's still super daylight out, and it's really hard to go to bed early. I go to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock every night, so that's part of my routine. And then I wake up at 4:05 a.m. every single day, and I don't hit snooze. So I might just try to read a little bit, go to bed, wake up, go right to the bathroom. If Katie's already at work, I'll make the bed, but usually she's at home, so I'll go to the bathroom, get dressed, brush my teeth, and then I go drink an early bird shake. It's just like a little caffeine pick-me-up, healthier version. Most people do coffee. So I do that just to get my brain going and get my energy up. Then I'll make my super shake. So I start my day with some good nutrition. I pack this shake full of, some walnuts and spinach and protein and oats and all kinds of good stuff to help kind of get some good nutrition to start my day. That'll kind of lead to better, healthier choices throughout the day as well if you do that. And then I check my email, and then I'm off to work, and I will work from 5 a.m. to 1 with a workout planned in there. And then at 1 o'clock every day I go home, eat lunch, and usually I'll take like a 30-minute power nap. So I have that in there in my schedule, because if I do that 30-minute power nap, I'm more productive in the afternoon. So I sacrifice that 30 minutes to an hour to rest and relax so that I'm more productive and I have more energy to do things the rest of the day, and just because my body needs that time to recover. So a lot of people say they don't have time to rest or take a second or anything. They're go, go, go all the time. But what they don't realize is if you took like a 15 to 30 minute break, just once in the middle of your day, you're going to be able to do so much more in the end of the day. So I would highly encourage, even if you can't take a nap, maybe just like go for a walk outside, set the phone down, turn it off, avoid, conversations with people, just kind of be alone or silent for a little bit, and it'll kind of refresh your brain. And then I'll try to enjoy a little bit of like R&R. So me and Katie usually only watch 1 episode. We usually limit it to that, so it's about 45 minutes of TV, and then we get ready for bed. And then we just repeat the cycle, and that's Monday through Friday. Weekends, I'm a little bit more lenient. We still try to go to bed decently early if we're not doing anything or gone for the weekend, but I don't typically wake up to an alarm, so I'll allow myself to get a little bit extra rest. But I still start the morning the same. I still have my clothes ready. I know when we're going to work out or when we're going to go and do whatever we're doing for the weekend. I still have my shake and my early bird. So I keep the routine the same even on the weekends. That way it's always repetitive. So that's kind of my routine. I'll let these guys share theirs.
Yeah. So you kind of laid it out. I didn't realize how similar our routines are now. So I wake up anywhere, depends on the day, 5 to 6 a.m. I try to keep that schedule even on the weekends. I'll allow myself to sleep in if I am staying up later for some sort of an event, but typically it's 5 to 6 a.m. for my wake up time. I drink my early bird shake, and then one thing that really helps me is splashing cold water on my face first thing in the morning. That just kind of helps wake me up a little bit. It's a little bit of a shock to the body, but it's better than like a full body cold shower. That'd be a little intense.
Yeah, it's stimulating, so it wakes you up. So first thing I do is go to the bathroom and I splash my face with cold water as well. Or if you're somebody that showers in the morning, you don't have to take the whole shower cold, but if you shower up and you're all done, turn it cold for just like 10, 15, 30 seconds and you'll wake right up. So it's definitely very stimulating. Good way to start your day.
Yeah, it's crazy how it can kind of like make a difference in just like how alert you feel in the morning. I make my bed. That's like a really big habit, just from everything that I've read and books, and that's like one of the biggest things is like making your bed in the morning, like you said, starting off with a win. Then I get ready for the day. I don't quite have the habit of laying my clothes out, which I probably should, but that's something that I can add to my nighttime routine. And then I make my breakfast, which is either like a shake, like kind of like Taylor does. It's a little bit different, or I'll do like breakfast sandwiches. If that's like if I have more time in the morning, like some mornings I have a little bit extra time, I can cook and make a little bit different of a breakfast. So shake's just really good because I can get it. It's easy, and then I'm out the door with my shake. So then I can like sip on it as I'm doing, early morning training sessions, PT sessions, and then kind of have routines for work. Like my Tuesday, Thursday schedule is the same. Monday, Wednesday is the same for like when I work and my PT sessions and stuff like that. So like that's kind of on a schedule. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is a little bit out there, which I always feel weird on the weekends. I'm not gonna lie. Like I always look forward to my Monday to Thursday because I'm on a schedule. Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes it's different every day, and I don't feel as good. It's kind of funny. But same thing, work out on a schedule. It's typically around the same time every day, like around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Most days of the week. And then Saturdays, it'll be probably a little bit earlier, like 7 a.m. or sometimes it's later. But I always have a set time for it. That's like a big thing, is like having it set of like, okay, I'm gonna do it after I finish work or before I work, and just having that routine of that is really big, I think, of just keeping you accountable to it, and then building that routine of going to the gym before or after work. And then for me, my nighttime routine is I started at around 8 to 9 p.m. depending on when I'm working till. Some nights I close, and then some nights I'm back home at 7:30, so I can get in bed a little bit earlier. I'll watch a show if I have time. On the nights that I get back at like 9, I don't, just because I don't have as much time to do that. So I'll watch a show if I want to. Sometimes I'll drink. It's Beam Dream, so it's like a nighttime, kind of like a cocoa, and it's got like CBD and melatonin, L-theanine, just some stuff to kind of help relax me. But it's been really warm this week, so I haven't had it at all, because I'm like, it's really nice in the wintertime, but in the summertime, I wish it was something cold that I could sip on. But that's really nice. Then I usually read for like 20 minutes, and that just kind of helps me wind down from the day. And then I'll listen to like the Headspace app for like a sleep meditation. I really like having some sort of a noise that I can like listen to, and it helps like me shut my brain off. If I used to listen to the TV and fall asleep to that, but obviously that's not good for when you sleep. So, I had to get out of the routine of that, and I substituted it with like falling asleep to that app meditation. So that kind of helps me, at least for, switching things out is replacing it with something else that is similar, but is also better. So like I don't have that blue light stimulating me. and I'm able to relax a little bit easier, fall asleep better, and have better quality sleep. One other thing for the morning I forgot to mention is getting the hardest thing for your day done first. Whether that's working out or, Eat the Frog. He had me read a book. It's called Eat the Frog, and it's like if you had to eat a frog every day, you'd want to do it first thing in the morning because you wouldn't want to like wait till the end of the day and be dreading it the whole time. So whether that's working out for you or it's, I don't know, cleaning the house, it's just good to get something really hard done that if you left it to the end of the day, you wouldn't get it done. So just knowing that and getting it out of the way, you feel so much better the rest of the day. So that's like one of the biggest tips is getting the hard thing out of the way first.
Yeah, so like I said, my day, just like theirs, kind of starts the night before. Prepping my food the night before if I don't already have it prepped. Usually I do that on Sunday or Monday. But anyways, making sure it's all ready to go, setting out my clothes. I set out my workout clothes and the clothes that I'm going to wear like just for work because I like to change because I don't like to be all sweaty. I like to read 20 to 30 minutes before bed. I never actually did this until I started working here and talking to all of these people, and I swear by it, it is a game changer. I was never a reader until I started working here, and they were talking about reading before bed, and I tried it, and it is like, I don't know, it just like kind of lets your mind escape from everything that went on in the day. You stop thinking about whatever's going on in your head and just focus on what you're reading. And I just fall asleep so much easier. I actually sleep through the night now, which I never did before. I'd always wake up at least once, so just a little thing. If you're not a reader, try it out, it's great. So anyways, I wake up early, around 5 or 6. My schedule's a little bit different, kind of like Bethany's, like Monday, Wednesday is the same, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday is the same, but I'm just gonna kind of go over one of them. So I wake up either 5 or 6, I make my bed right away. I started that actually during COVID because I felt so out of routine. I needed some sort of routine, and I've stuck with it ever since. And you would think that like something so small wouldn't make such a difference, but it really does. Like it's like, okay, I accomplished that. And if I come home and my bed's not made, you just feel like, ugh, like it's just weird. So I make my bed, I start the coffee pot, and while I'm doing that, I drink water and I pack my bags for the gym and for work. And then while I'm drinking my coffee, I do like kind of like a morning reading / journal thing, just to kind of wake up and relax and start my morning with just something for me. I make and eat breakfast. Sometimes I make my breakfast the night before, depending on how much time I have. It's usually protein oats, which literally takes 3 minutes to throw in the microwave and get ready. I eat that, and then I go to work and do my morning sessions typically. Then I usually have a little break where we work out, and then if I have time, I go home and eat lunch, or I have my lunch packed here and I eat it here while taking another little break, work the rest of my day, go home, have dinner, and if I have time, I will watch a show just to kind of like unwind and relax. If I don't, then I just go and start reading, but that's typically my day.
See, these guys have a lot better routines than I do even, but I definitely have.
So we're all learning.
Yeah, I definitely have routines, but I base them mostly around meals, and that looks like in the morning I get up, I try to drink a little bit of water, but I always have coffee right away. I have a cup of coffee, and as soon as my coffee's brewing, that's when I start to make breakfast. And similar to Caitlin, I try to make something quick, whether it's protein oatmeal, egg burrito, protein pancake, something that's pretty quick, that's filling, has protein in it, they're gonna get me off to a good start. That's always the first thing that I focus on, is getting a good meal to start the day. And then once I have that, I've kind of been slacking lately, I can't even lie, but I usually journal or read, one of the two, at least a little bit. Usually I try to get like 10 minutes minimum, and then I brush my teeth, splash my face with water, and wash my hair out quick, and then I'm ready to go. And then after usually training in the morning, and then I come home for lunch. Lunch is always, I'm focusing on the protein again, so I figure out what my protein source is going to be. I start with that, and then I make a lunch kind of based around that. After I make my lunch and eat it, usually during lunch or making it, I listen to a podcast, try to listen to things that are informative or entertaining, one of the two, just depending on the mood I'm in. and then after that I usually go for a walk. My walks, now that it's summer and it's really hot in the middle of the day, I've been kind of switching that around with dinner and walking a little later in the day, sometimes even earlier in the day. Just kind of depends. Just trying to kind of watch out for my dog. She's a long haired, not really made for the hot weather, so I try to get it my walk in when it's a little cooler out. And then when dinner comes around, usually this is after training. Dinner can be any time from 7 to 9 p.m. Doesn't really have a set time. It's just kind of whenever is the best. Same thing. I always try to know what protein source I'm having first and getting that thought out. That's always like, I feel like we have many routines within routines. And one of my routines when I'm cooking is always focusing what's my protein source going to be first, and then I base it around that and find everything else, the fats, the carbs, all that good stuff. So I get my protein thought out, I start cutting veggies, because I always try to include veggies with at least dinner, mostly lunch and dinner, and then I eat, and usually, like I said, I usually walk, and after dinner's done, I'm an avid sports TV watcher, so my girlfriend hates me, but it's alright, because I have to watch her Jersey Shore and Teen Mom and BS like that, so we usually are watching one of our shows. Some things we like, both of us like too, but I watch sports usually until anywhere from 11 to midnight, and then I always try to do a little bit of yoga or deep breathing before bed. It could be literally 2 minutes of deep breathing, and I'm gonna fall asleep so much faster. Even if I'm already in bed and I kind of forgot about it, I try to make it a mental note to take like 3 to 5 deep breaths, and that really sets me up to sleep well. My girlfriend's always like, how do you hit the pillow and fall asleep? And I'm like, I'm just relaxed, and the deep breath is what helps that. I usually try to get yoga and stretching in though too, and that's pretty much my day. Other than that, like Taylor said earlier, like writing out a detailed planner, I used to do that, writing out each hour, and that really kind of got me started in forming a routine. I think that's something that if you're looking to start a routine and getting healthier, write it out. You're much more likely to do it. So
it's not even something that you have to do forever. Once you kind of get that routine built, you don't necessarily have to write it out every single day. Sometimes maybe I'll just write down the major things that I have to do. If something's, if I have to do a specific thing that isn't a normal part of my day, I'll definitely write that down. But I'm not going to write down like things that I do every single day. Like I don't put down on my 3 things that I need to do work out, because I know I'm going to work out that day anyways. It's just a given. But other things, I'm going to add that in there. And just to let you guys know, like I highly recommend getting like a journal like this where it's got the hours listed out, it's got your top 3 things that you want to do, it's got a notes section so you can make notes there. But I started out on literally a grocery list. I would just take grocery lists that we had in the kitchen, because we write down everything that we need throughout the week, which is another routine actually that we do, is as we run out of things we write it down on the list, and at the end of the week we have a list. But I just took one of those and I would write down maybe 3 things that I wanted to do and when the next day. And that's how it started. And after a while, then I looked into the journals, and now I just really like doing it. It actually is a way for me to de-stress, kind of declutter my mind and get my thoughts down on paper. Journaling in the morning is the same thing. Maybe you're going to write down all the things that you thought about the night before, or things that you want to do for the day, or just journal whatever you want. It helps you de-stress and relax, and it can set yourself up for a great day as well. I like that Austin mentioned like listening to podcasts during lunch. That's another huge part of my routine for a long time, is instead of listening to radio while I drove to work, I would listen to a podcast about something that was going to make me closer to my goals. So whether that's a business podcast or a gym podcast, a fitness podcast, anything that you're passionate about or you want to learn more about, or something that you want to succeed in, just like the more you can learn about it, the better, the more likely you're going to achieve it. And it's the same as this video. If you get in the routine of watching these videos every single week, you're going to learn more about health and fitness, and you're going to more likely reach your goals. And that's kind of the point of why we do this. We've been doing this. This is our 57th episode, So we have all gotten into the routine of every Friday we do a coaches meeting, and then we do this trainer talk to bring you guys more knowledge and help you guys get better results. So that's actually a part of our routine as well. And lately we've had to actually kind of switch it up. Today is the first day we've done it at 10 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. because I switched around my classes for the summer. So we're constantly having to adjust things, make them different. The important thing is to have a plan, you know, just have some sort of plan of action for all the things that you want to accomplish. And if you don't have a plan for anything that you want to do, you're never going to do it, so you're not going to accomplish it. So for anybody out there that's got a job goal or career goal, or they have kids and they have to go and do things with their kids, like, you need to have a plan of action to get all your things done, try to lower that stress level. It's really, really going to help you guys out.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? That's it? All right, so those are the biggest tips, I think. I just wanted to make sure I capped off, like, the biggest things of getting started is practicing one of these things. If I had to give you guys one thing to practice, think about what do you struggle with the absolute most, and maybe start there. If you're somebody that like doesn't eat all day, I'd probably recommend like planning out a breakfast or a lunch or a dinner and prepping it. If you're somebody that like always is late to work or always waking up too late, practice waking up and not hitting snooze. If you're somebody that maybe always plans on working out after work but you never make it, I would suggest maybe trying to plan a workout in the morning, or setting out your workout clothes, packing a gym bag the night before, put it in the front seat of your car. That way it's right there, ready to go. That way hopefully after work, it'll kind of motivate you to go and do that. So just think about some areas that you really struggle in or you want to get better in, and focus on that first, and then build from it, and you will lead to success. So as always, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to set up a meeting with us to talk about training or scheduling or health and fitness, anything nutrition, health related, you can go to our website, which I'll post a link in the description, and you can set up a free intro. We meet with anybody for 15-20 minutes for free, and we'll chat with you about your goals, what you struggle with, and we'll try to put a plan together for you. So hopefully this helps you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.